All right, pre-bans coming out right here, guys. There's a lot of things that RHYS probably has to pre-ban going up against THOMPSIN, but I think THOMPSIN, he should technically know how to play up against RHYS. We've seen the playstyle from RHYS in last weekend, so I think THOMPSIN probably looks a little bit okay, especially when it comes out to the pre-bans here. It looks like Widget is not a unit that RHYS wants to say with THOMPSIN draft here, and of course Oliver was something that THOMPSIN actually banned multiple occasions, or in his 2 matches last weekend. It's getting pre-banned right now.
I'm a big fan of the pre-ban Stoic. It looks like they did their homework. The Wedget together with the Laura, super dangerous unit, so he doesn't want to give him the comfort, you know, turn 1 speed lead, and then the Oliver, the most impactful unit in CC comps right now. He goes with the Laura that we already expected, and something that we said, the Kition de Shang. It was stolen away by Fallen Flower, and this time THOMPSIN says, I'm the one playing with the Kition. I'm going to set the pace. 120 base speed unit on the Laura, the Kition with 114 super high as well, and then now we see Heigang, a clear counter to the early strip, and the Heigang with a reset. So far, 2 very strong drafts on both sides.
Yeah, Heigang, Chung Peng, definitely a very good combination. Also combining very, very well with this Moore that RHYS has already first picked. THOMPSIN looking to respond already. Does he respond to all of this AoE that RHYS has already drafted in the table here? I mean, it's potentially could even see a Ragdoll right now, but maybe Ragdoll might not help with the 2 units that he already brought to the table. And a Pontos. I love the Pontos. This is actually something I really wanted to see from THOMPSIN before. It locks in a 24 speed lead and something that RHYS does have to worry about here, but he does have lots of strips available. I do like the Sekhmet, but we all know one of the weaknesses from Sekhmet is that initial first turn that Sekhmet takes. Does it land that 3rd skill or not? So we're rolling the dice a little bit, seeing that Sekhmet hit the field right now, but it looks like Raccoon and Praha going to be hitting the table here for RHYS, and I think the Praha is very, very strong, and I do think the Raccoon is a very strong unit as well.
Yeah, the Juno's so strong in here, and as we talked about, him stealing those units like Juno, like Rakuni, like Shizuka are the key for him. THOMPSIN responds with a Tessa, which is, you know, interesting. The President, always good against passives. Right now, he's going to have to decide which unit he's taking away from here. There's a lot of sustain on RHYS side. I would love to see one of the bans of the 2 last units out, either the Juno, the Rakuni, and the Tessa was an obvious ban on this side. There's a great opportunity if the Sekhmet hits her skill for the Kition to set up the pace for the match. What are you expecting, Stoic?
I think we've got a really good match ahead of us. I think both players have a great chance here. A lot of it depending on what Sekhmet even does with this first turn. And we're hovering over that 3rd skill right now, and it gets resisted.
Oh, I have a bad news for THOMPSIN because the speed tuning is off. The Laura is a little bit slower than the Kition. I would have loved to see the opposite. You know, the Laura faster, the Kition comes into control, but you know what? Doesn't matter because the Heigang's gonna cut anyways. The Chung Peng reduces attack bars, gets the reset on the Ponto, so even if he procs, there's not gonna do much, but the Laura looks like she did not get reset.
Yeah, he ended up going for that 3rd skill, lands that reset on top of the Chung Peng, but right now everything, you know, did get reset minus that Sekhmet, of course, from that Chung Peng, and usually it kind of just means like the game is potentially already over when you have situations like that, but this Light Monkey King trying to do all he can, getting a nice little stun there on top of the Raccoon.
That's a lot of damage from AoE, from the side of RHYS. THOMPSIN needs a couple opportunities. This Pontos needs to do something because he doesn't have the same amount of sustain. He needs stuns, he needs damage over time, because if he gets rid of this monkey, this game suddenly becomes very, very difficult.
Yeah, definitely THOMPSIN in a lot of trouble right now. He's trying to use a bunch of skills right now, and nothing's actually landing onto the field. No stuns from that Light Monkey King. Nothing out of that second skill from the Sekhmet here. And Pontos, I don't know if this is built on Violent. I believe it is built on Violent. This could be, could be an opportunity for THOMPSIN to do something here, but neither is Laura going to do anything either, with all skills available too. I believe 3rd skill just available.
Yeah, I think what happened right here is the Heigang was a great counter pick, and the speed tuning between Laura and Kition was also a problem. I don't know if it was the order in which he picked them. Maybe they have the same speed, and since he picked the Kition first, we know that that changes, right? When they have exactly the same speed, the priority takes over in the pick and ban. So hopefully that was what happened, and he can just swap the pick order and fix it, either way, the Hey Gang would have cut in. So the picks of Raccoon and Juno at the end were very, very tough. As a CC player myself that uses Kitty Undershang a lot, I am more afraid of a Raccoon than a Juno when I have that type of comp, because a Raccoon will heal way more, and with a Juno you can try to remove her from the field quickly, and then you have more domination. The attack bar reduction from Kitty is really strong. Generally, she's not built on 100% res, and the Raccoon is.
Yeah, so Light Monkey King is going to get the pre-ban going into this round at number 2, and it looks like Water Ryu Moore is going to get the pre-ban as well for Thompson. So removing that 24 speed lead, what is RHYS going to be bringing to the table? Because it looks like Thompson's going to take that Oliver away, and I do like the Oliver takeaway here going into this round.
I love that. The thing too for RHYS is the Hey Gang continues to be key. I love that he's picking the units that we talked about that would be problems for Thompson. Now the Shizuka, so he picked Juno and Raccoon on the first one. Now Raccoon and Shizuka. Thompson will bring over the Gianna. We know that Hey Gang's probably going to hit the field, but this time I would love for Thompson to pick around the Hey Gang or ban it. He needs to find a way to get through so his combo is in there and the Oliver can reset units like Shizuka.
I think Thompson is in a pretty good position right now. He should know that Hey Gang is probably going to be the last pick here. So I think what RHYS did was he tried to bring 2 units to the field that he know are going to be, massive potential for, even ban potential here with the Josephine and this Fire Monkey. I think the Fire Monkey is very, very good right now. Josephine, not so great when this Oliver sits on this field right now. So I think what he needed to draft is Thompson knows Oliver's potentially already getting banned. Does the Tessarian, is that enough with this Praha as well? Because right now, I think we're enabling this Fire Mud King to still be a very good unit right now. Maybe the Josephine is currently the ban because RHYS almost has to bring this Hey Gang last pick potentially.
I agree with you. If the Hey Gang comes out, though, I would ban it on the spot. The problem is what you said. What right here, oh, Masha really good as well. What here kills this Fire Monkey King? One proc from it. There's not a lot of sustain on Thompson's side, can change the whole match. There's a lot of volatility in RHYS picks. He bans the Raccoon, he takes out the main source of sustain. I like that. The Praha goes through. The bans are good, but I think that RHYS' draft is a little bit stronger. So Thompson will have to carry this with the runes and the special focus and targeting of units. He has to play this flawlessly because he's taking this turn 1.
Yeah, Thompson's definitely at a disadvantage right now. Got to go with that second skill there, of course. Bomb's going to be coming out. I feel like he has to use it. Does get the stuns there. Obviously, shield's going to be popping up there, but keeping the Shizuka back, I think, is even more important right now. So this seems to be a really well-placed second skill. Does not get the provoke, though, which is pretty big.
Nice res. I would straight up just use skill 3. I kind of would have liked to see from RHYS the ban on the Praha. I think the Praha is going to be really strong right here. And now the Oliver has the opportunity to reset, gets the increased cooltime. And the greatest thing is that the Masha doesn't have the immunity because of the sleep from Praha, which was super key. Gets the reset, no death break from the monkey. He has to get a big proc right here or a stun.
Yeah, definitely no stun right there going on top of Oliver. Very beneficial for Thompson right now. He's trying to keep this Shizuka back. Shizuka's definitely a dangerous unit. I almost feel like he has to go with that skill too-ish, but it looks like he's going to keep pumping that damage into the Shizuka. He doesn't want to wake it up then.
Yeah, and I love that he's being careful. You should not touch that Josephine for now. Keep going for the Shizuka. Work on the Masha, reduce the attack bar of the monkey. So he has to play very diligently, but a big proc from Masha. Goes for the death break. There's going to be a small opening, but the monkey doesn't have enough attack bar. The Praha gets another proc. She keeps taking down the Masha. A couple more hits, and this Masha will be off the chair, my friend.
Yep, most definitely. Off the chair. I absolutely love that. That's something Thompson says a lot, too. A little bit of damage coming towards that Masha. He has to try and dismount this unit. Obviously, the damage right now has got to go towards Oliver. Oliver and apparently the Gianna. I do think Oliver is a more problematic unit to be worrying about right now. But man, the violent Gianna. To this day, Thompson still hasn't swapped that unit onto Swift, but bombs are going to be avoided right there. Does get the dismount on Masha. Things looking heavily favored in Thompson's side of the field right now, getting that dismount.
Yeah, he's been playing it really well, Stoic. The speed tuning is on point, so the mistakes he made on the first match with the speed tuning, with the picks, the amount of damage have been corrected on this one. And once he tries to remove this Masha, and then he can focus on the Monkey King, he has, the position to take this match. But now there's going to be an interesting opening. for the Monkey King to try to land something and remove either the Oliver or the Gianna from the field. I agree with you, the Oliver is a little bit more problematic right now, but since he invested in the Gianna already, he has to try to kill that monster.
Yeah, and he's not getting those defense breaks either. So there goes the Masha. So one of those units that are able to apply defense breaks is now off the field. Now Shizuka still does remain on this field, but guess what, man? Oliver is a massive problem for RHYS right now.
Oliver's mean. He has reset over and over, taken the attack bar away. The Gianna lands a very important bomb, goes for the reset on the Josephine. I gotta tell you, this Oliver has been instrumental against these two water units. Finally, Gianna goes down, so some damage is gonna be missing. He can remove both water units off the field, but there's gonna be a chance for this monkey to take everything home. Can he remove, get the death break? Gets it, but not a lot of healing. I was expecting a little bit more healing from the monkey. There's gonna be a big opening for Thompson.
Yeah, man, this Oliver is absolutely winning this thing. Honestly, it's the Oliver with Jet combination right now for Thompson that's really brought this home, able to push up his attack bar so much and then push back the attack bars of RHYS over and over. Oliver remains one of those massive problematic units, but it's probably going to get pre-banned going into the next round as well, because it was the first unit that he was able to pre-ban in that first match. RHYS definitely thinking about it. What does he do going into this next match here?
Okay, let's talk about the unsung hero, Praha. Instrumental. The buffs, the speed buff, the heals, the damage over time. Great monster, and Thompson takes game 2 home.
There's a really, really good win there for Thompson. Very much in his control in that match there. So I kind of want to see an aggressive change of pace right now, because I feel like RHYS is thinking about the previous 2 matches and, you know, how does he take advantage of Thompson? I think Thompson, once again, with that rune quality in the box that he does have, can bring just a totally different draft and really throw a curveball at RHYS. But pre-bans from last time, we're going to see that more with the water Ryu hit the field again for RHYS, and I think Thompson has to be worried about it. He's going to have that 24 speed lead. RHYS is definitely going to be taking that unit here, or does he even opt to taking like an Oliver first pick instead of this more first pick like he had done before?
I'm expecting Thompson to pre-ban the Oliver and not let that unit take the field. And another thing, Stoic, the Hagang was missing. That would have been an absolute beast of a monster or a ban in there. He opted for the Josephine, which seemed really good in paper, but she did not disrupt enough because the Oliver was there. The Oliver is such an aggressive win unit against those cooldown water units. Let's see if he sticks with the Oliver pre-ban and doesn't give it to him. Yep. Oliver on one side and the Wet Jet on the other. What would you love to see from Thompson right here? Do you think he will go back to the Laura Kition but inverting the order, or kind of go a little bit more mid-rangey right here and try to pick the Praha late?
I mean, I know for a fact Thompson's got the box to make some changes here, but I knew RHYS was definitely going to be taking that more, and I think Thompson knew that more was going to be coming out for RHYS as well. So let's see what happens, because I really do want to see something different when it comes to Thompson right now. I don't think he goes down that same route. I'm not going to say that same route is definitely why he's going to be, you know, he could take an L here, but I do want to see something different from him. He has the box for it, and we've got the Jamar and the Laura coming out here. I think this is a little bit better.
I like that. The Kition still fits into the comp and will come after the lore, so we'll see if that speed tuning does fix itself. And now RHYS has to choose. Do we go Chung Pong Hagang again, or does he change to a more countery comp? Yes, the Rakuni and the Mehoang come out. I like this better. There's a lot of sustain. Thompson already looking for the water units, the damage in his box. We know that he also has a Marsha, right? If I'm not mistaken, but Tessarion and Miles coming out.
Yeah, he does. Thompson does have a Narsha. I think when you see this Fire Monkey King and this Rakuni hit the field, you got to bring some high volatility right now, because I've seen plenty of times you take a Fire Monkey King in there, and this is where Fire Cassandra comes in the picture and can eliminate a Fire Monkey King very, very easily, putting a person down a unit immediately. But it looks like Praha and the Wusa are going to hit the field now. This is a lot of like safety. RHYS is backing things up right now with these 2 units.
Stop everything. Ban this Fire Monkey King. Don't let the Fire Monkey King through. There's going to be a lack of damage. We get another wind unit. Yes, like a Diana in here. I love that pick. If Thompson bans the Fire Monkey King, this gives him a very comfortable position. The Miles is going to be so strong in here. If you manage to remove one of the 2 damage units in the comp, it's going to be really difficult to come back. So let's see what happens over here. Turn 1, probably going to that Laura.
Yeah, definitely. I think Thompson's got the edge here going in around number 3. I do like the draft a whole lot more for Thompson now. A lot better than that first round that we saw with him. RHYS definitely, opting to receive a lot of damage coming in from Thompson. I think what's going to happen here is, does RHYS get the resist? Does RHYS get the additional turns that he's probably going to need here to take advantage of Thompson? But I think Thompson's got the better draft.
Agree with you. Now he has to make sure that he can control the pace of this match. The Praha with an interesting cut in, going in there. Let's go. Can she do something? Skill 1, gets a proc. The Laura cuts between the Wusa, which is not ideal, but he can go for it. Removes the beneficial effects. Here we go, strips from the Moor. There's a little bit of an opening. Jamir deals a lot of damage, but the Wusa will be able to protect his team. Big proc to get some damage on the Miles. Ooh, this is looking dangerous because the Praha has the heal. She has the sleep. He can control the pace of this match, so he needs a stun right now.
Yeah, he's got to go right for the Praha. Praha's immediately going to be one of those number 1 units. Does get that stun as well. He's going to pump that damage. It's so much damage coming out there, too. Kuni's able to heal up, so he needs the stun. He has to use it. Not using the second skill to lock down that Praha was quite interesting because the sleep's going to be coming out there. Now, there is no sustain out here for Thompson, so I do think, wow, he doesn't have to just keep going after the Miles, which is a little surprising in my eyes, but that is okay. No additional turns there popping up for Thompson. Keep in mind, if Wusa receives another proc, he's going to have this third skill up once again.
Stoic, that was the worst proc in the world. The Miles got the stun, and by proccing with skill 1, he reduced the attack bar of the Praha, allowing Rakuni to cleanse her. If the Praha didn't have the attack bar reduced, she would have been just with her head down and lost her turn. So Thompson had a very bad proc in there. Let's see if he can make his team survive, but without sustain, it's going to be really difficult to get this Miles to the late game.
Yep, nice little additional turn there. Trying to get a little bit of AoE damage. Obviously something you have to worry about when you got Rakuni out here. Holy damage, getting the Oblivion as well. So obviously Rakuni's got to pump up itself to try and shake that Oblivion off. Choosing not to, goes for the shields and with the Wusa. So only going to be using that first skill. I think RHYS is in a position where he has to get rid of Miles as soon as possible. Opting to go for damage on top of the Laura here, though.
Very interesting. He didn't go for the kill. Gets the stun.
Oh my lord.
He's gonna pay an expensive price for that greed. The Miles removes the Rakuni. It's a 3v3. This would have been a way worse game for Thompson if that Miles was killed before, Stoic. You called it. Now opening to get the Oblivion. Misses it on the
Holy
board.
despair stun, though.
Match.
That's a big second skill going into the Laura. Laura's going to be dropping here from the Praha. And now, right now, we're looking at a fire unit going up against 3 units. And can this Jamir carry enough? Does have the Oblivion on top of this Moor. This Moor is built on despair. Definitely a unit that Thompson has to get rid of because if Tisarian does drop, he's going to be in a lot of trouble when it comes to this Moor. Going for a big second skill, I think he's got to take care of this Moor right here. Does go with the second skill. No additional turns going to be popping out here. RHYS should be using this third skill to put everybody to sleep.
Too much sustain. The Praha, too strong, and the worst proc ever. Thompson needs a lot of violent procs right now to try to remove this Praha. 1 proc from Tessa right now. No proc. The proc can just heal. Remove this Jamir with the Wusa, and then it's 2 water units with immunity versus Tisarion. Oh my God.
Very big safe play
match.
there. RHYS's adjust there for the Wusa and the Praha was extremely impactful, and that was a great choice for RHYS there. RHYS really needed these 2 units coming down to the end here. He's got everything that he needs. He's got the shields, immunity, and all of it right there, taking down Thompson and moving forward in today's tournament.